Happy Hump Day, my friend and earthly neighbor, and welcome to Namaste today, an insightful way to kick off your day. I'm your heartfelt host and the sensei to serious joy, Christopher Witecki. This audio blogcast is for Wednesday, July 12th, 2017. Welcome to a passionate day. Namaste. Today we reached step 20, Cancer. This is one of the most passionate days in the Cancer season. And God Universe kicks off a multi-day yad that will climax on Friday. In today's zodiac weather, I'll diagnose the planets and tell you where they're headed. But first, go steep yourself some tea, and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is goosebumps. Now, we probably all have had this sensation, right? We're in a conversation with somebody, or we're thinking about something, and suddenly we get goosebumps. I think goosebumps is actually a communication to the other side. I'm convinced of it. I've seen it so many times in my personal readings. I have clients who will say through the whole reading, goosebumps, goosebumps, goosebumps. And that's often when I'm making like a really powerful point, something I've been trying to lead to. It's almost like a team. I feel like I'm working with their higher guides and the guardian angels. And whenever I say something that they intended for me to channel, they give a little nudge to the client with goosebumps. And that really kind of speaks to how primitive our communication is to the other side. It's like basically the equivalent of an angel having to kick you in the shin, for you to have this huge rash of goosebumps that goes across your body. And this is the only way that we can communicate. But that's how disconnected we are right now. We are really working in spiritual Morse code. Now, I have found that there's actually a number of ways that the angels communicate to me. And I honestly, no matter how much I listen, I still get goosebumps whenever the universe is underscoring something that's a deep truth, something I need to listen to. And oftentimes when I'm feeling my whole consciousness shift, if I hear something really profound that just kind of blows my mind, I'll often get goosebumps. And it's, I think, the angels leaning in, telling me this is legitimate, but also my realization is just multidimensional at that moment. You literally feel yourself shift a bit of a dimension. Now, from what I hear at the psychic water cooler, that's exactly what the angels are doing, and our guardian angel. We all have a guardian angel. I understand we have more than one. We work with people who are masters on the other side, ascended masters. We work with people who were our relatives at times. But I think most of us identify with one primary spiritual assistant up there that does most of the goosebump making. Sometimes when I get goosebumps, I'll actually get an image of another person who's doing it to me. Like I'll know what dead person is telling me this at this moment. But most of the time, it really feels like my goosebumps come from my own guardian angel. And like I said, from what I hear is what the angels do is they simply just lean into your aura ever so slightly, literally just kind of give you a little bump. And just from their energy crossing into your energy, your body has this feeling of goosebumps. Now, there's other ways I've also gotten too. I will get a hot flash. Have you ever guys gotten a hot flash? And I know people going through menopause and other reasons go through hot flashes, but this is a legitimate hot flash out of nowhere where from head to toe, I feel this wave of heat go down my body. I don't think there's any goosebumps, but it's pretty fascinating experience. And in those cases, for me, those moments are to be taken very seriously. So I found that my heat flash moments come when they are telling me, hey, this is really serious, Witecki, pay attention. You know what I mean? And so there's a moment where I'm kind of taken. I don't know how they pull that off in heaven, how they give us a heat flash, but I definitely know that I think heat flashes are another way. Another way that I find is ringing in the ears. A lot of people that I know who are connecting to the other side kind of connect on an audio frequency, and so they will start to get a ringing in the ear when something is happening. If they have constant ringing in the ear, I think that has to do with some sort of an attunement that you're having to the other side, and you're being in tune to those frequencies. But if there's sometimes people get a ringing of the ear, and that's their indicator. The truth is everyone really develops their own communication lifestyle to the other side. And the more you start to observe yourself, the more you'll start to see your own signs. And you literally, like sign language, have to start interpreting your signs. I actually, in my personal sensei service, we do a telepathy game every day. And this is part of what I teach, is having to recognize those signs that come from us. Now, you may wonder, why are you talking all psychic today in Goosebumps, Wateki? Well, we have a multi-day yod, basically, that's going to climax on Friday. I'll talk more about it in the zodiac weather, but this yod is pointing into Pisces, and this tells me that over the course of this week, the universe is going to try to communicate to you. Now, the most obvious communication is usually our dream life. I say notice all dreams. All dreams are significant. It's either a signal from the other side, it's part of your own soul, or it's you reflecting on your own consciousness, and you need that reflection. So psychic awareness will be high, but I also think this will be a big week for goosebumps. I think this will be a big week for hot flashes. I think this will be a big week for ringing of the ears. I think that your angel is going to be talking to you this week, and the goal here and the motive is to take it higher. Neptune's at step 14. And so it's time to take it higher, take your spiritual level higher, take your karmic story higher. It's no longer time to operate at the karmic level you were born at. No matter what level you were born at, no matter how many times you've climbed to a new karmic level, because if you've been here on Earth for a while, you've probably done a couple of these railroad switches now. But as we go from step 20 onward in Cancer, we are emotionally elevating out of our life condition we've been stuck to. And along with it will be us elevating our spiritual karmic position as well. Now, if you love astrology as much as I do, stick around. It's now time for our daily zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Wednesday, July 12, 2017. And my global prediction for planet Gaia is today, cloudy and humid today. Step 20 rules the day, making emotions more intense. And later the moon shifts into Pisces, making us even more of a marshmallow. Let's take a look at the planets. Batten down the hatches, my friend. We're in the high tides of the third chapter of Cancer. Today, step 20 rules the day, moving us into the third decan of Cancer, which is the most powerful and most passionate part of the transit. Now, if you've done the work up until now, which is working on the spiritual junk in your trunk, emotionally nurturing yourself, clearing out your emotional baggage, you'll be just fine if you don't get a little seasick in the next 24 hours as the volume of emotion begins to turn up. In fact, from this point forward, step 2 is what leads every step in the day. So today it's step 20, 2 and a 0. Then tomorrow it's 2 and a 1, and then it's 2 and a 2. And each time this happens, the emotional intensity will go up just a little bit. You'll find that the rainwater is just about an inch deeper each day. And so it's very important as of today to manage your feelings. Now, here's the good news. When emotions are properly managed from step 20 forward, you can profoundly change your life. When the ocean and the passion gets intense, it affects yourself, it affects others. People are caught in your current. And so great things do happen when you are conscientious of your feelings and where you're pointing them. Now, here's a little warning. The sun is conjuncting Mars today at step 24. The net differential is 4. So this will be the real first day that you feel a huge surge in your emotional energy, and it might be the first day where your ego wants to throw some sort of a temper tantrum. That's because when the ego mixes with emotion, and they haven't been discussing in good terms inside of yourself, sometimes the ego will prompt us to act out. It's my opinion, though, that ego is here to push forward, to row the boat, to swim harder, basically, towards the direction that you want. Don't worry, if you take a little time and space with yourself today, you will probably feel fine, but I am predicting that you're going to get pretty excited or passionate about something here in the next 10 days. Now, what's that something? Well, there's a lot of other orchestra going on today. For one, Mercury. Our thoughts are at step 11, Leo. That means our mind is looking for integrity of love. We're looking to feel loved, to be loved. We're looking for our equal. We're looking for what we deserve. And so the mind is rowing this boat towards what our heart wants. That's good news. The other is that Mercury is part of a multi-day yod. In fact, Mercury, with our thoughts on love, and Jupiter helping us to expand what's fair, both of these point into Neptune at step 14. Between now and Friday, it's my opinion that you will reach some sort of a spiritual epiphany, a spiritual realization. And on Friday, by the way, Mercury, Jupiter, and Neptune will all three be at step 14. That's what I call a soul harmonic. And that will be the moment when, the mind and the soul will get it. So part of this journey is not just nirvana, it is heaven itself, the ability to ascend out of the ocean you have been in. It's like if you've been in the high seas of the Atlantic, it's not that you need a bigger sail or a bigger ship. It may mean that you need to be in the Mediterranean. It may mean that you need to be off the coast of Jamaica. You know what I mean? Like where we sail to. And so I think that Neptune is going to help you see a higher and greater picture and see that you belong operating on a higher vibration, period. Now, that said, the moon today will transition from detached Aquarius to Pisces. And I'll actually send out an alert for my Serious Joy subscribers of when that happens. Because as of that moment, you might go from feeling really strong, beat on your chest, gorilla, I am Tarzan kind of thing, to suddenly a marshmallow, oh God, help me, help me. Okay, like that's just because of the nature of how it all adds up today, being a step 20 day, first starting off detached, and then the moon in Pisces. So by the second half of the day, you will likely feel much more vulnerable. You'll be prone to falling into guilt trips, to falling into issues of, sort of why me and that sort of thing. And so you want to be conscientious to be self-compassionate and non-judgmental as the whole day ends and it progresses. One last thing I'll just point out before I let you go. Venus is at step 8 Gemini today, and that probably means that by the end of the day, you're going to open up to a new decision. So keep your eye open for a new decision being probably something you haven't decided before, something you hadn't thought about committing to before. The universe is going to throw a surprise pitch in there. So as you're doing your breathing and your self-nurturing, keep an eye open for something you hadn't thought of. That's the fun of Venus in Gemini. Now, a shout out to my Serious Joy subscribers. Today at noon, I'm going to send you a reminder about your emotional temperament and give you a little bit of a clue on my best practice to helping you. And that's based on your moon sign. You'll get that at noon. And for everyone else, now would be an excellent time to try and subscribe to my personal sensei service. It's based on your date of birth and your exact time. I track your A story, your B story, your moon, and give you a full digest. It's almost like a newspaper every day about you. If you haven't tried, do us both a favor. Come on down to SeriousJoy.com and subscribe for 30 days for $3.99. One also reminder, right now I'm holding my summer reading sale, and I do book up very quickly. You'll save $40 off of a 1-hour reading and $25 off of a 30-minute reading. This is a powerful time. If you need a little guidance, that's why I'm on Earth. Come on down to wateki.me. All right, friends, I wish you a happy hump day. I'm so grateful to be of soul service. Stay in your heart, aim for that serious joy, and I'll see you back here at the same bat channel in 24 hours. Until then, remember, I love you, and to live, love, be.
Live, love, be.